Hello people. This video might seem a little strange, this vlog today, because it's me, a Harley rider that's been riding and has owned Harley since well god 2004, so 20 years ago. And as a Harley rider, and given that it is my bike of choice, I'm going to tell you 5 things that I dislike about Harley Davidsons. Now, normally you would expect somebody who is passionate about a certain type of bike to praise it to the hilt, and there are good things about it, and I will do a follow-up moto vlog or a vlog that will tell you 5 things that I do like about it. But here are the 5 things that I, having owned and ridden them for 20 years, do not like about Harley Davidsons. The first thing is the price. Not just the price of the motorcycle, but the price of anything that's got the Harley logo on, because it seems to be if it's got the Harley logo or name, you pay more. Now, taking the bike itself, I know, and some of the Harley riders I've talked to know, that you could go and buy a similar style of bike from Triumph, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, whoever it might be. In many ways, it will perform better than the Harley, but always it's cheaper. The Harley seems to be the most expensive motorcycle. Now, I'm convinced that if Harley lowered their prices and became more competitive, they'd probably sell more Harleys. And there are other things that put people off, but cost of a Harley is one of them. And that's one of the things that I don't like. And it sort of affects Harley riders because you often want to change your bike. They might bring a bike out that you want, that you prefer, or you'd like to try. So it does affect us Harley riders as well, the fact that they are expensive. And it's not just the bike. It's clothing, it's parts, it's servicing. I'll give you an idea of the issues, and I'll use an example that happened to me just the other week. I was looking at some winter gloves. I went onto the JTS website and I saw a pair of gloves, and they were reasonable, they looked fine, and they were £45. That's not bad, £45, reasonable. I went onto the Harley website to see if they did a pair that was similar, and they did. The Harley pair was £109, not even close in price to the ones at JTS. So that's an example of Harley pricing. The second thing that I don't like about Harleys is, and this might surprise some people, when you hear a Harley coming down the road and you hear that familiar sound of that engine, some of us are grabbed by that and we think, I want to ride a bike that sounds like that and feels like that. You go and take demo bikes out and they're exactly the same. They've got that sound, they've got that you expect, and they go reasonably well. It's only when you sit down with the salesman that he then tells you that, yes, but the bikes you hear going down the road have had aftermarket parts fitted. They've had aftermarket exhausts. They've had high flow air filters. They've been mapped. And you learn with your first purchase of a Harley, if it's a new one, that the stock Harley does not sound like the Harleys you would expect it to. And I think that's wrong. I think if you pay all that money, it should at least sound like you expect it to. And it doesn't. And quite often, people who buy brand new Harleys, as part of the purchase, get different exhaust fitted onto it, a different air filter. And you shouldn't really have to do that when you're buying a brand new bike. So that's my second gripe, as it were. The third gripe I have, or the third dislike I have, is the fact that a Harley isn't a bike that you can really commute on. I have commuted on it, and I did regret it for 2 reasons. Not the actual ride, that was fine, and filtering, no problem at all. Did that, no problem at all. I was worried about it all the time it was in the bike bay, wondering if it would still be there when I got back, because it was clearly, when I parked it up, one of the most expensive bikes sitting in that bike bay. But also leaving in the morning. If you're a biker that commutes on their bike, then you'll know that starting your bike up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, you have to be a bit careful. Some of the neighbours will be asleep. Imagine trying to start a Harley Davidson up at 6, 7 in the morning. It's not practical, and you wouldn't be very popular with your neighbours. So that's the third thing, the fact that they're not really built for commuting. The fourth thing is the Harley rep. And I don't mean the person that tries to sell you the bike. I mean the reputation that Harleys have. They have two main reputations. One is true and one is false, in my opinion. The true one is the fact that Harleys are old men's bikes. Well, you can tell by my chrome hair that I am advancing in years. And most Harley riders that I've met, and I've met quite a few, have been over 40. There's not many youngsters riding Harleys. And Harley did try at various points to create bikes that would appeal to other riders, another demographic of rider. When I bought mine, there was the V-Rod came out, and I actually took that out for a test ride as well. Recently they've done a bike called the Street, which was supposed to appeal to a different style of rider, or a different demographic, if you like. And they've got the electric Harley now, the live wire. And if you look at the 2025 Sportsters, that is a serious piece of kit. That bike looks, anyone who likes street fighters will like that bike. The only thing I can think that would put them off it is the fact that it's got a Harley badge and it's going to cost as much as it does. And recently Harley have also introduced their own adventure bike. So they are trying to reach other people other than old school bikers. But unfortunately, at the moment, I think the Harley riders world is made up of the older biker. The fifth and final thing is something that I don't think affects us too much here in the UK. I think it's something that's taken off in the States, and I hope it doesn't come over here. That is the term, and the fact there is even a term for it is sad. Harley haters. Why would you hate somebody for their choice of motorcycle? It just doesn't make sense. I think there's a group of American Harley riders who have alienated themselves from the biking world over there. They, feel like they own the world. They never nod or wave to other bikers when they pass them, and they're kind of sitting outside of that brotherhood of bikers. And over here in the UK, that's not the case. Before I had a Harley, I would acknowledge other bikers, and I've never stopped. If I see a biker coming towards me on the other way, I will give him a nod. Some of them don't nod back. So some of them think, oh, it's a Harley, you catch them by surprise. But why? It's got two wheels, it's got an engine. It's just a slightly different style of bike to yours if you don't ride a Harley. So I don't like that Harley haters. I think it's quite sad that, you can end up owning a bike that in America you go, oh, there's a group that hate them. Do they hate the bike? Do they hate the people? I don't know. So I thought it would be quite unusual for me to do this moto vlog, or vlog, it's not a moto vlog, so that somebody that has actually owned and loves the Harley motorcycle can actually criticize it and tell you the truth about what I believe are some of its downfalls. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of more than that, and I'm sure there are people that could add to the list. But I will be doing a second one, as I say, and I will give you 5 positives about owning a Harley. And if it wasn't for the positives, which outweigh the negatives, I wouldn't buy one, but I do. And a lot of people buy them for particular reasons that appeal to them. So that's it. I have done a vlog recently about the certain experience that certain types of ride give you, and how they differ depending on what sort of ride you're doing. And I've posted one that's called solo riding, and in the can, as they say, I've got 3 more moto vlogs which I will be posting, which are carrying a pillion, group riding, and going out and doing a moto vlog, because I believe your experience slightly changes if you're actually doing a moto vlog as opposed to just free riding. So they'll be posted in due course. I should have said this at the beginning, but I'll say it now. If you haven't already subscribed to me, please subscribe. If you're not logged in and you can't subscribe, take a note of the name. It's Harleyman 5521 again. And if I have subscribed to you, please do me the courtesy of subscribing back and help me build my channel. I've mentioned it before, I have a couple of other channels that I can't actually get into and post moto vlogs to, and there are 700 odd subscribers sitting on those channels waiting for me to post moto vlogs or vlogs, and I can't because I can't get into them, so I've launched this channel. So that's it, people. If you're a biker, you ride safe. If you're not a biker, you be safe, and I'll catch you later. Thank you, guys.